I just unlocked new information on emotional control, which means you just unlocked more information on emotional control. Listen up. If you're new here, we are girlies that talk about manifestation because we're manifesting our dream lives, and we do this with a focus on emotional control because emotion is the language of God. And everybody always tells you need to control your emotions, but nobody ever tells you how. So we be talking about that stuff. So, anyways, what just happened is I'm sitting here, right? And I've had a great day. Everything today has been great, busy and great. And I'm sitting here and I keep noticing that I keep having thoughts in my head coming through of me getting into it's making up conflict with my mom. And I don't know if you've ever, like, if you daydream about scenes in life, like in general, but I do. And so I'm sitting here and I'm for some reason daydreaming about getting into minor but arguments with my mom. And I'm sitting here like, why am I thinking that? Because nothing's happened with my mom. And my mom and I are extremely close. And it wasn't sitting right with me that I was having those types of daydreams with someone that I have like undying love for. And so I took a minute. Usually, so step one, I go into it sounds so silly when I word it this way. I just word it this way for myself. I say I go into the quantum. Don't scroll. But I'm serious. It's just meditating. It's just meditating. It's just getting into the present moment. I just call it that because that's what I call it. And so basically, if I notice that my mind is kind of running, like it's just I'm having a hard time getting it to like quiet down a little bit, then, and it's not even about negative thoughts, it's just like if it's just running too much, you know what I mean? And so I will just sit there, take a moment, take a deep breath in, and I just intentionally look at the back of my eyelids. Like I am looking into the nothing. I am looking into this, being everything and nothing at the same time. And then I'll take like a deep breath or whatever. I do this with any type of as fight or flight, especially any type of anxiety or whatever. And since the thoughts that I was having with my mom weren't positive, it was bringing up a very subtle, like uncomfortable feeling. I was getting invested in these like daydreams. And so I was like, hold on, let's take a time out. Let's go into the quantum. So as I hear like the back of my eyelids, I take some deep breaths and whatever. And then I get to a good place. Quiet mind, ready to go, whatever. I continue doing whatever I'm doing. And then I eventually notice those thoughts start to come back up again. Like these random daydreams of us getting in arguments. And so I was like, as the observer of my thoughts, like I teach all of y'all to be, or I don't teach nothing, but that I tell y'all is, you observe. And so I sit there and I observe my thoughts and I'm like, why are you thinking this? What has happened with mom recently that could be stirring this up? What have you been talking about with mom? What's been going on with mom? Because I don't understand. I feel like everything's cool. And then I remembered I sent my mom these pictures of myself that I took, just me cheesing. I sent her these pictures. I was excited about them. I was excited to show her for whatever reason. She's my mom. I just told you we're close. And she responded with them. She didn't heart any of them. And then she responded with cute, so fun in separate text, right? Not the vibe. That sounds ridiculous, but my mom doesn't really necessarily text like that, but she's also really busy, but it's also just a text, right? And so that's like step number one is just for the cut. So for that reason, I look at myself and I'm like, okay, let's work this even deeper. Recently, you're having daydreams of getting into conflict with your mom, which this energy is manifesting from something. You're creating this. You're in why is what's going on. We step further back. Okay, we didn't like mom's reaction to a certain text. But why do you care about that? And why were you looking for a particular reaction from mom? Why is there some type of something going on here? So we dig a little deeper. And it's like you had trouble as a child and growing up. Part of your trauma is, emotional recognition or, having parents that don't necessarily show a bunch of emotion or affection. And from there, you can get to the point of addressing the root cause and releasing that energy. You can release the energy at any of these levels. I could have thought about the text and rewrote it in my head as it was something different or whatever, got the inner peace, moved on. Thoughts probably would also went away. Just, release that energy. We can talk about that in another video. But instead I was like, let's work this as deep as this can go, because everything stems from fear and love. So if you can stem it back down to the fear, which is usually involving your inner child, like your something that happened to you as a child that got in there as a deep rooted fear or belief. If you can just beeline it to that and break that down, I think that's part of the reason I say, progressing very quickly in my journey. I know I haven't shared everything with y'all. We just be talking about stuff. But like, I feel like that's part of the reason that things have finally been able to turn around in my life, is when I started getting, I don't want to say really good, but a lot better at addressing where are things coming from, where are thoughts coming from, where are feelings coming from. And when I feel something, don't ignore it, don't act like you don't see it, don't try to gaslight yourself like it's not there. Stand right in front of it and feel what, cry, be hurt. It usually is around hurt or shame or something, well, for me, but like, figure it out, sit there and feel and deal with it. Once you can beeline it to the root cause of any of your habits or nuances or addictions or whatever, I shouldn't speak on addiction. But if you can get there and you can do that, you can really start to just really change and grow and progress as a person. That's how I feel. That's today's tea. I don't really have anything else to say today.